The championship has already been locked up by Walker Fowler, but that doesn't matter for the fastest ATV riders in the woods, because the Ironman Gncc presents everyone's favorite track. Can Fowler win again, or is someone else going to carry the momentum into next year? Let's go racing.
Are you ready to go Gncc racing?
Well, here it is, pink livery on, because we are racing in October the classic AMSOIL Ironman Gncc from Crawfordsville, Indiana. Been racing here since 1995. Now we have a world-class motocross track on the premises as well. Before we race here, here's a flashback to our last race, the Powerline Park Gncc. Good start. Rarely see hole shots of Jared McClure, but he leads them through the first couple of corners. For a race in Ohio, Powerline Park always offers some very difficult elevation change. There's McClure scaling the top early. Walker Fowler would eventually storm his way to the #1 spot. McClure right behind. And also in the back of the mind for Fowler is the fact that he can wrap up the championship if he runs well at this race and won't have to worry about it at Ironman. And he did exactly that. He wins the race, 6th race victory of the year, and his 4th straight title. And his home state, by the way, just for good measure. Cole Richardson follows his victory at the last event with a solid 2nd. It was not easy for Fowler this year.
But this year was tough. Like I said, Adam McGill, Cole Richardson, Bryson Neal, Chris Borich, and Jared McClure. That's the other one. All got wins, and as you can see today, it was a tight race all day between Jared, Cole, and I. And it's been like that all year. I had a few races. I love to get out, break away, have a huge lead. I don't know if I'm going to have that luxury a whole lot longer, so I'm going to have to get used to fight and claw. Like I said, these guys were awesome. It's been awesome for the fans. It's been awesome for our team, and number 4 is over, and I'm so happy.
Yes, when you get 4 in a row, it starts to feel more of a relief than it is a celebration to get it. Here's your rules of the road today. 2 hours, we're going to race on a 12-mile track. There's Richardson, who has set that breakthrough win a couple of weeks ago. He's fired up. And Joel Hedrick, 2017 motocross ATV champion, going to give it a shot today. Rodney Tomlin with the familiar live race call. We are into turn number 1, and number 1 is number 1. Walker Fowler with your hole shot. Hole shot award for him. Look at Chris Borich on the number 4. Around the outside on that yellow Suzuki. Almost got him. Borich has been racy earlier in the races this year, I feel, in the last few. And he did get his first overall win in a while this year at Snowshoe at midseason. Back to the line for our XC2 Pro-Am. This is your up-and-coming group of riders. Hunter Hart already wrapped up the championship in this event, so he has already taken off, moving up to XC1. Battle through the start. Austin Abney, an Indiana native, is going to get the hole shot. Listen to the crowd. Abney, backed by Demery Motorsports. And this is what this track is known for, these cornfields. It's pretty flat out here. You wouldn't think the track would have a lot of elevation change, but once you get out of the cornfields and into the woods, it is all sorts of ups and downs and very, very technical. The riders love it for the all-around challenge that it presents. Saw that Suzuki going by with some pink on it, number 7. That is Hart, your XC2 rider, moving up for the first time ever, racing the premier XC1 class today. Let's see what kind of speed he has against the big guns. So as we look back at the start, it's Fowler controlling it early on. McClure and Borich right there to challenge him to the end.
The AMSOIL Gncc series on the NBC Sports Network is brought to you in part by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, get ready, and by Monster Energy, unleash the beast.
This mama right here saying watch the race. She tell her son also watch her. She's the fastest in the business.
I'm Tracy Pickens, 11-time WXC champion. I have 110 race wins under my belt, which is really, really cool. My first GNCC championship was in the year 2000. Through the years, you know, I've won a few championships, lost a few, mostly finished second throughout the years. 2012, I took some time off and retired a bit from racing. Had my son JP, and me and my husband got married, and you know, we got life started, and we decided to come back racing. I ended up winning 2 more championships, and this year marks my 11th championship. The competition has been pretty cool. To be able to be in the GNCC series for this many years has been just totally amazing. You know, I started battling with Nikki Hawkins, and then it turned into Stephanie Parton, and then it turned into Angel, and you know, then the newcomers coming up, Alicia McCormick, Kate Osborne. It's just awesome to be out there that I got to race with so many generations of GNCC women.
And I'll tell you, the battles with the other female racers she was talking about are some of the most epic ever. Probably, arguably, more competitive, those athletes, as far as the desire to win, than even what we're seeing here, our men in the XC1 division. So congrats to Tracy. When she did retire, we thought that would be it. But it's hard to get the racing out of your blood. Now she's back as a proud mama. And her husband, Jeff, by the way, was no slouch as a former pro in this series as well. Walker Fowler continues to lead the XC1 Pro Division. Here's more of the ups and downs of this track. We're going to go up. Fowler with Chris Borich right behind him. Jared McClure as well. Bryson Neal in the number 2. Everybody just feeling it out. Another thing they love about this track, the variety of terrain is great, but the dirt is superb. Looks like Adam McGill has climbed up to the number 2 spot around Borich. You can tell with the green livery on his machine. Here is the rookie, Hunter Hart, a dominant champion in XC2, which is the stepping stone of this class. Getting to measure himself today with the pro riders he'll be racing every week next year. And that's the situation that Walker Fowler was in a few years ago. He dominated XC2, and everyone wondered, could he take down the then champion Chris Borich? It took several years for him to finally solve the riddle of Borich. But once he has, he's won every title since, 4 straight. And opening up a little gap over McGill. There have been some classic Fowler and McGill battles through the years. We might be in for another one today. Borich losing some more ground. McClure and McGill right in the mix. Richardson at the back of that train. Not sure, I think we might have missed Bryson Neal, or he has lost touch with this group. Fowler's setting a pretty good pace right now. I figured we'd see everybody feeling it out, but he's starting to pull away. Each time we see him, the gap's a little bit larger. Still McGill in second, but a long way to go. Oh, and Adam spinning it sideways. That is so slick up there with those tree roots, and you see that shiny dirt. McClure over Borich, and then Richardson. Yes, so Bryson Neal no longer part of this group. Should come down to this 4 or 5 pack. Walker's looking to run and hide. Last season, Fowler won all but 1 race. He won 12 of 13 rounds, and the only race he didn't win, he finished second to Johnny Gallagher at a mud race. This year, he only has 6 wins in the 12 races we've run so far, aiming for a 7th, but it gives you an idea. Some of these riders getting the hook in them now, and making a lot more difficult on the champ. Will today be another one of those days, or is he trying to serve notice that 2019 is still going to be his year? The way he's pulling away from this group, yeah, notice being served. Look at this, Neal's coming back up to the group. Must have made a mistake. And ramping up his pace, try to catch back up. Here's Fowler on the Walker Fowler Racing Fly Racing machine. Pit stop time. Mechanic Martin Ottman is going to handle the goggles. His dad, Danny's going to handle the gas. And they've got the paper towels out, and they're spraying the machine down, trying to get the mud off to keep the temperatures down, trying to keep the hands clean. This is McGill's crew. See if they can make up time with this stop. Looking for either McClure or Borich, who should come in next. I think that was a quicker stop for McGill than Fowler. This is Boric. Got his dad Joe with the fuel, his wife Dawn. Woo, watch out, Dawn. And he's in and out, and that is Neil. At the end of the season, let's highlight some of the other championships. Battling for a title in the youth division this year is Lane McCormick.
Coming into this year, had lots of confidence coming off a National Youth Overall Championship. I worked hard all winter. First race didn't go too well, had mechanical issues, and then won the rest of the races to now. Got the winning streak, and tomorrow we're going to go in for the fight for the championship and hopefully get it. My plans for next year are running the amateur class, the schoolboy class, and the 10 a.m. race, and going to work my best over the winter and do my best next year and hopefully get the championship in that class.
And Lane out of Pennsylvania would get it done, win the title in the 13 to 15 division and the overall youth title for the year again. But who will be our overall race winner from the Ironman? Stay with us. Walker Fowler continues to lead the AMSOIL Ironman Grand National Cross Country Race. Final race of the season, a 2-hour twisting and turning affair through the trees. Also raising over $10,000 this weekend for breast cancer awareness. But what really makes this event stick out is the atmosphere. A lot of the titles already wrapped up and a lot of people having fun, including our 4x4 Pro Champ, Kevin Cunningham.
Yeah, we started in 16 running 4x4 Pro, and Can-Am come on board with us, and it was kind of a little bit of excitement because we didn't know if we'd really get support with the 4x4 stuff, and coming off the 450s and the sport quad days, and we got hooked up with Can-Am and got started, and we just went from there. We've won, I think, 21 out of 38 races, and we've been on the podium, or off the podium, I should say, maybe a handful of times. Other than that, we've been on the podium, at least in the top 3. So Kevin Cunningham, 3-time national champion. We've only ran Gncc 3 full seasons, and we got 3 championships, so pretty excited.
And Kevin out of Greensburg, Indiana, would take the win this morning to end the season. A couple of back and forths this year with Landon Wolf, but he did get the championship and today's race win. Walker Fowler is checking out from this field in our XC1 Pro Division. Crowd cheering Adam McGill to go get him and make a race out of it. Just past the halfway mark, still plenty of time if Fowler makes an error for McGill to get back in it. McGill is on the gas though. He has pulled away from everyone else. Bryson Neal has taken over third, so he had lost contact with the top 5. Closed back in and has made a few passes around Boric, around McClure, and I think Cole Richardson came through there as well. So Bryson Neal's been quick. Not a good start for him. He usually doesn't get them, and then one early mistake. He's got a long way to go. So we'll keep focused on this battle back here for a third. What a test it is for these machines. We pretty much take it for granted that these race quads are prepped to the point where they get to the finish and mechanical problems are not often a factor. But that's just a testament to how tough the equipment is and how good the crews are at building these machines, because certainly they're putting them through their paces. See Fowler put the feet up on the seat there to try to prevent the water from getting in his boots. And I think a lot of that is to just have fun, stay loose and relaxed, while Adam McGill here in second is trying to run him down. And McGill, a nice job keeping it straight up to the top of that hill. Here he is. Keeps the hammer down. And still trying to find Fowler. Has not been able to see him yet. The gap's just been too big. And that battle behind. Neal, Boric, McClure, Richardson. They are pushing hard. If you did not see Fowler or McGill go by, you would think they were the leaders. Neal and Boric to the top of the mountain. And then behind this group would be that XC2 champion moving up, Hunter Hart. So a decent showing for him, well inside the top 10. Man, it is getting very difficult. Hard for these riders to even make this climb. Boric tractoring right up through the middle. They're dealing with some lap traffic. I believe I still saw Neal and Boric in that order. Then it's McClure. So the order hasn't changed, but it's certainly intense. Here's McGill. Oh, looks like Boric right behind him now. And around Neal. So the old guard good today. Fowler, your defending champ. McGill and Boric, who have been battling him and pushing him for wins for years, have pulled back ahead of everyone else. Again, those are riders in some of our amateur classes rolling through at a much less intense pace. When you run for 2 hours out here, everyone tries to use these "I don't want to go that fast through the mud hole" as an opportunity to rest. And legitimately, that water is cold. And you take a face full of that, it's not comfortable, as Cole Richardson just did. McGill keeping the power down to try to fend off Boric. Wow, is this section rough? Woo! So hard to set the suspension up to take on the big hits like that, and also some of the jumps that we'll have out on the motocross track they just exited, and also the smaller stuff in the woods, the tree roots and the rocks. This is not an easy one. This Ironman track, I like to call it the all-you-can-eat buffet. It's practically every type of obstacle the riders have seen at the first 12 rounds of the year thrown into this round 13, the finale. Chris Boric has seen it all and done it all in GNCC. Can he get his second win of the year? He's got it dispatched. McGill and Fowler. Stay with us.
The AMSOIL GNCC series on the NBC Sports Network is brought to you in part by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Rocky Mountain ATV MC, get ready. And by Monster Energy, unleash the beast.
Well, that was awesome. A weekend full of concerts. Easton Corbin, a #1 hit single maker in country music, and also the Davison Brothers Band performing throughout the weekend here in Ironman, courtesy of Monster Energy. And they had the fans rocking. But rocking right now is Walker Fowler. Got off to the early lead, got the whole shot, and I thought we were going to have a battle. No, the 4-time champion says, I want to let everyone remember why I got this #1 plate in the machine, and he's going to dominate to win the Ironman GNCC. Let's talk to him.
Usually it takes 7 wins to win a championship. Well, we did it in 6, but as rough as the year as it's been, I didn't want to go out with a worse year than I've ever had in my pro career as far as winning championships, and that's 7 wins. So today was 7, and I'm satisfied with that. I can rest easy for the next, for heck till Big Buck probably, assuming that's the first race.
Yeah, season will kick off in February next year. Battle's still raging. Boric and McGill. No, that is Boric and Neal. We have lost McGill from this group. So on the final lap, McGill, who had ridden masterfully to get to second, apparently a victim of this racetrack. Not sure if he crashed or had mechanical problems. So now it's down to Boric and Neal in the final race for second in the Ironman, and Boric gets it. Not even wearing goggles there at the end. So he had to stay in front. That had to hurt. The 6-time champ still has the grit.
We felt good today, good positive, and just keep working hard. That's the name of the game right now, and just minimize mistakes and make your bike is bulletproof. Don't have any failures. You got to be basically on the box every week. And we messed up a few races, and like I said, we had that misfortune in South Carolina, but we'll work hard over the winter here and come out swinging. Felt pretty good to do what we did today. Yeah, all the fans out here, man, that's what kept us going.
Neal, as you saw, ended up 3rd ahead of McClure and Richardson, top 5. Hart, in his debut in the big class, finishes 6th. Here is Neal.
pretty bummed that we got knocked back down to 4th place overall this year with the points, how it all turned out here this last lap. But man, next year we did some testing for some things these last 3 races, and we're looking to come out strong next year. And we got a real good program we've been working on. Yeah, Walker, he's been the man, and he's been giving it to us real hard the last couple of seasons, and been pretty good that all of us have been able to get our jabs in at him. But one of us got to step up and be that man and start challenging him week in and week out. And hopefully that's me next year.
Yes, McClure and Boric are going to finish 2nd and 3rd of the points. Here's our AMSOIL race recap. Whole shot for Fowler, just able to get that front end to stick and not blow through. Turn 1 had Boric on his heels, and we were expecting a knockdown drag-out duel. But it didn't happen. About midway through lap 1, see Boric is close. Then Fowler put the hammer down and started to get away. And Boric found himself in a tough fight all day long. You had Bryson Neal, Jared McClure. Then Adam McGill ran through that group from behind to get into 2nd place. There he is climbing the hill. And at one point we thought maybe he would make a charge for the lead at Fowler. But Boric and Neal, McClure, Richardson, they all stayed close enough. Then when McGill had problems late in the race, they were able to get by. Man, this track is tough. Here's Boric weaving his way through some traffic. And a good battle with Neal because McGill is now out of the picture. And these two would bring it all the way down to the checkered flag in the fight for 2nd place in the race. 2nd in season points on the line as well, depending on how the order would shake itself out. Here's Fowler, headed to an uncontested win, his 7th out of 13 rounds this year. He's got it. Last year he won 12, this year he wins 7. That's a little hope for everybody else. But right now they're only concentrating on beating each other, and it is Boric edging Neal to take 2nd in this event. Here you see how close those points were. 5 points separating 2nd from 4th, Richardson 5th, McGill an inconsistent season back to 6th. Who's coming after Fowler? Maybe the old guard like Boric. Maybe Hunter Hart, who's moving into the pro class full-time next year. Maybe this man, John Glauda, who won the XC2 class today in Indiana. It should be a great season next year. We'll be here to cover it for you on Racer TV. For everyone here, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching. Congrats to Walker Fowler.